Alright guys, I think we have another package. This time it is the Dr. Martens 1460 boot in mono colorway. I'm really excited for this as this shoe is the monochromatic iteration of the standard Dr. Marten 1460 black boot, and let's get into the unboxing for these. Here we have it guys. I opened the box and first impressions, it's really black, so I'm really happy as we love everything black on this channel. And as for the stitch straight off, I think this is absolutely as the name suggests, a monochromatic iteration of the original 1460 boot, minus the yellow stitching lines on the outsole and the heel tab not being yellow but a completely black. I think it's a fabric. I just slap them on the table and get set up for the review. Hello again guys, so here we have the shoe lined up on the stool, and so far so good. I think I really am appreciating the entirely black make for this shoe, and I really think that somehow with the all black look it kind of mutes out what was standing out on the yellow ones on the OG 1460s, and that makes it look like quite the different boot. I mean, it's hard to tell if it's a Dr. Martens for someone who might not know, but it looks very monochromatic, and first impressions definitely happy. I'm gonna get into the quality, fit and style for these, so stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back. Let's give the shoe a closer look. As some of you may know from other reviews that there is a couple of different production for these shoes, and the made in England ones are considered to be of a higher grade. However, my pair is made in China and I just checked it, but I have no issues with that. I got a nice deal for these ones on SSENSE. I'll leave the link in the description box below, and you can check it out. So let's go with what this shoe is all about and what kind of looks or what kind of wardrobe can accommodate this shoe. First off, this is a combat boot or a military inspired boot. So it has a certainly bulgy kind of strong bold silhouette, and the make or the last uh, is appears at least like a tank of some sort. It appears combative. So if you are into vintage military inspired looks or even modern looks that take inspiration from silhouettes of officer coats or like heavier knits, this kind of shoe goes amazingly with that, and I will cover more of that in a lookbook following this. The other thing that is crucial to note is the tone or like the color of the leather. So with Dr. Martens, the people who kind of have these for a couple of years experiment with the use of something called a wonder balsam, which is essentially a mix of wax and beeswax and some other petroleum based stuff that can give the shoe a coat and a finish that can be shined, so it can be shimmered up or can be buffed down to look at it is as it is right now. Straight from the box they appear to be sort of buffed down, so there is a kind of matte, or like a, if you see the reflection here, it appears to be a kind of matte waxed leather as opposed to a shinier one, but you can get the other look, so depending on your outfit that time. uh, as for the heel tabs, I did notice that they are the same material that the original heel tabs on the yellow ones are, but these appear to be blacked out. and that's the only difference. They are a kind of cotton slash canvas material and not leather. In the pictures, I was of the idea that they're going to be in leather. That could be a nice touch to these ones. Um, as for the leather quality, if I could rate them out of 10, I would say it's a 6, at best 7. It's not the best leather that we have out there. But with this kind of shoe, at least in my personal opinion, I would like to rough them out and wear them in the rain and the snow, and not care, and try and see what kind of patina I can create. Another one is the sizing, guys. So as you can see, these appear to be quite big in hands at least. However, I would like to say that with the sizing, I went true to size, which is a UK 10 and a 44 in my case. But the sizing on the label here reads UK 10 45, US 11. I do think that the fit is okay. I could have sized down, but it's not going to be a big difference for me, as I intend to wear these shoes with very thick socks and like full length socks at all times. If you are planning to have a more snug fit, I would recommend going size down as per the norm out there. As for the design remarks, guys, I really like the appearance while I put it on. I think they do not look as bulgy or super clown like clown shoes with a big toe box out here. That does not happen with these, so I'm happy with the aesthetic that they did create. They come with a cross lacing. I am fond of more a flat lace type, so I'm gonna play with that later. But I think the other thing that I really appreciate about this aesthetic is the clean line cut here. As I mentioned this word a million times on the channel, I'm really fond of clean lines because they provide some kind of structure to objects. It could be a line like this. When you see other boots, they might have a tongue that's not symmetrical. Here the tongue is quite symmetrical, so when you put it on, it's kind of giving it a boxy cut at the place where the boot ends, and I think that's part of what the charm is for this look. The other thing is that when you look at the shoe from the heel tab here, it's kind of linear as opposed to a big bulge which comes on from the heel of maybe other styles. And I think that is also something that is unknowingly creating this silhouette, which is kind of like an L shape if you look here. And I think it's a great thing because the shoe is very versatile, and because of these elements coming together, it can create different genres of combative military inspired looks, depending all the way from minimalistic all black to kind of sartorial or a more refined fit, if you may. And on the final note, I think the sole is not as bulgy as it appears from the pictures. Once the shoes are in your hands, the look tends to kind of grow onto you. I quickly went on to put them on feet, and I can say that this looks really good in all black. It gives off a very nice plain black boot, irrespective of the fact that it's a Dr. Martens. And if anyone is looking for a nice boot to crack in the winter, I think this could be a good buy, especially at the discounted rates. Alright, that brings us to the end of this review, guys. I hope you like the content. If you do, please comment, like, or subscribe. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have for styling these or with the sizing. Once again, I went true to size and I'm okay with that right now. If there's a problem that persists, I might put in an insole, but I'll be making a lookbook review with this one, and styling some outfits with this. Once again, it's a great option for anyone looking to avoid the yellow stitch line or the yellow tabs and wants to go for, as the name suggests, a more monochromatic boot. Uh, just to refresh, I'm going to be breaking them in the Canadian winters, so I'm gonna also experiment with the Wonder Balsam or some kind of a wax coat to make sure that the salt does not stain the upper. And on that note, I hope everyone's being safe once again, and me signing off. Thank you once again for watching, and wherever you are, have a good day or a good night. Latest, bye bye.